Hi, and welcome to the first New Model Monday Live of 2026. I am not in the office, as you can tell. Um, had to do this from home today, but still got a ton of new products to show, and we are waiting on Tyler. He should be joining us from the office any minute now. I believe he's just getting something set up with his camera. But in the meantime, hope everybody had a great New Year, great Christmas season. Um, Hopefully, you got some good model railroading done during the time, and maybe even some trains under the tree. And with that, Tyler is joining. All right, we are on live.
Oh, all right.
How's it going, Tyler?
It's going well. How's everybody doing?
Just talking about how this is the first New Model Monday Live of the year, and I don't know, Tyler. What about you? Did you get any model railroading done over the holidays?
I did get quite a bit of work done on my N scale switching layout. Still got some sorting out the electronics to do. That's going to be the next step, and my least favorite step. But it's making progress.
Yeah, that's truth be told, that's my least favorite step as well. But you
Mhm.
got to do it to get to the end goal.
Yeah, that's right.
But yeah, so I am seeing some questions already about whether we're going to be releasing the 2026 catalog in this stream. Just before anyone gets carried away here, I just want to say we're not ready yet to release it. So what we do is we typically release our announcements with the catalog at Amherst at the Amherst Railway Society Hobby Show in West Springfield, and that is coming up in about 2 weeks. So that will be when the release happens, and we are very excited to talk about everything that we have up our sleeves with relation to that when the time comes. But unfortunately, it's not quite yet.
Yeah, Saturday morning, January 24th, we will release the catalog, the digital version on our website, and we will be sending out the print copies to dealers and have them available to purchase in the coming weeks after that.
Yeah, and it's hard because we want to talk about it. We're pretty excited, right?
Very excited.
But we gotta wait. So in the meantime, we do have a ton of other things to talk about. We have a ton of samples that have come in over the last few weeks. We've got some a lot of exciting things that arrived into stock recently. So I think we should probably just get started. Um, Tyler, do you want to go first, or you want me to go first?
I don't mind going first. Yeah, we've got a lot of things that we've been showing and teasing on the Facebook page over the past couple weeks. So we're going to talk about them a little more in depth tonight. And I think we'll start off with one of our most anticipated models in quite some time, just as far as the amount of people asking for updates and excited to purchase it. And that is our brand new N scale 19th century 460, which we just got our first engineering sample of back in December. And here it is. As you can see, it is in all black stealth colors. This is, of course, not the final model, and it will be subject to change. Of course, it will be fully painted, and some of the details will be refined. But this gives you a very good idea of what it will look like. So as I mentioned, this is completely brand new tooling for us. We announced this back in our 2023 mid-year product announcements, and it's taken some time to get through development since then. But as you can see, with the amount of detail we put into this, I think it was very much worth the wait. Uh, this is based on a 1895 Union Pacific prototype. Uh, Primarily, there are a few modifications that we made, but it is, especially the locomotive, it is very accurate to that prototype. You can see here it has the wood burning balloon stack, got the extended cow catcher with the tow bar. You've got these see-through drivers, all the fine add-on detail. You've got your oil burning headlight, your bell, your whistle. We actually have a detailed cab backhead here with glass in the windows, simulated glass in the windows. We have the tender here. This is showing off the coal load, or I'm sorry, the wood load. I'll show the coal load in a minute. Just like our previous N scale 440 American and our HO 440 American, this is all kinds of detail options to represent very different railroads and their different configurations for 460s during this time period. And of course, most excitingly, this is a DCC sound onboard locomotive with Soundtrack Tsunami 2 pre-installed. Uh, Not in this engineering sample exactly. This one does not have a decoder in it, but hoping to receive a decoder sample from Soundtrack soon and test it out for everybody to see the sounds and see it operate in DCC.
Really looking forward to hearing those. I'm just going to pull up a photo on the screen since there was a little bit of difficulty with the focus. So let
Mhm.
me see if I can pull up this photo here. Here we go. So this is a high res image of the wood burning version here that I got on the screen. So again, Tyler, you want to take us through some of those details again?
Yeah, I can't see what you have up on screen, but like I said, you've got the wood burning headlight that is a working LED headlight, which we did not have on our older 440 American.
And
You've
that'll
got
be
the
a
metal
warm
hand.
glowing LED, presumably too, right?
That's correct. You've got your metal handrails and die-cast chassis for increased pulling power. You've got the add-on, the separately applied bell and whistle and cowcatcher. You have actual detailed backhead. Hopefully that's showing up in focus on my camera here.
We still got the still image up.
Okay. And as I mentioned, we have the different detail operation options with different headlights, both an oil burning and a later electric headlight conversion. You've got the straight coal burning stack, the wood burning balloon stack, and you've got the appropriate coal or wood load in the tender.
It's going to be a really cool locomotive, and I think seeing it unpainted, while you can see all the details, it's going to look so much more put together and vibrant when you see some of those paint schemes, like the Union Pacific one with the yellow numbers and the Thatcher Perkins, the B and O scheme.
Mhm.
It's going to really
Yeah,
be a fantastic looking model.
yeah, we've got four very vibrant and detailed paint schemes in this release. We have the Union Pacific, as you mentioned, the Baltimore and Ohio Thatcher Perkins, which of course survives today at the B&O Museum, Pennsylvania Railroad, and the Central Pacific's number 57 Bison, uh, which of course shares some colors and lining with the of course the Jupiter, its stablemate, with uh, some, of course, modifications. I want to give a shout out here to Jim Wilkie. For those of you who are 19th century modelers, you may be familiar with his name, but he is a very knowledgeable researcher of uh, 19th century railroading and locomotives, including the liveries that they were painted in. So he was able to provide us with some of his original research to make sure that these paint schemes were as accurate as possible.
Yeah, a great resource and really fantastic looking locomotives. I can't wait to see the painted samples. And Tyler, do you have any recommendations of what rolling stock would be good to go behind these?
Yeah, of course. So any of our existing old time rolling stock will look great behind these. We have our old time box car, water tank car, the gondola, and the bobber caboose in the line currently. We also announced in the 2024 mid-year announcements that we'll be bringing back the old-time passenger cars to complement them. The old-time passenger cars are not ready to show just yet, but we do plan to have them available this year to go right behind the 460s.
And they're going to come with some upgrades and a little bit of new tooling too, right?
Yes, those passenger cars will have body-mounted easy-mate couplers for the first time, and we're also doing a brand new baggage car shell. So you'll have a baggage car to complete your consist along with the combine and coach.
Yeah, it'll be a really nice consist.
Mhm.
All right. So, what else? What else do you have for us? Do you have more? You have some more N scale, right?
I do, yeah. We actually have a lot of N scale, uh, at least over here at Bachmann HQ. Here's another very exciting announcement, and I had somebody asking about the Via Rail Canada consist. We have our first decorated sample here for the Siemens Venture cab car for Via. Just like the HO version, which just recently arrived at dealers, this is DCC sound equipped for lighting and sound control. It has all the same lighting features as the HO version, working directional lighting, so headlights in forward, and then they changed to the red marker lights in reverse. Uh, you've got the both the low tone and high tone for the Via Rail Canada specific horn, interior lighting in the passenger compartment as well as in the cab. Uh, so once this is available, you'll be able to consist it with your recently released Via Rail Canada charger and have your complete push-pull Via Rail Canada consist. Uh, Again, like the 460 that I just showed, this sample does not have a decoder in it. TCS, or decoder partner for this model, is working on that right now as well. We'll be sure to show it off once we have a decoder installed.
And I think the coolest thing about those is that there's nothing lost from the HO models. It's basically you're getting everything that you got both in functionality and in detail that you get on the HO versions.
Yeah, that's correct. There's only a few parts that we had to simplify, just because in N scale they would be too delicate, both for assembly and for the modeler. But there's so much that is on there already. You've got your metal grab irons up front and metal handrails at the vestibule door here. You've got the fully detailed illuminated interior, separately applied horn. There's very little that we had to compromise on, thanks to our partnership with Siemens.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, they've been a fantastic resource, and one of the major reasons why our Siemens products have been as detailed and well received as they've been.
Yeah, and that is not all for N-scale passenger cars. Going back, well, it's a little bit of something old and something new, because we have samples of the newest paint scheme for our N-scale Amfleet 1 cars, and that, of course, is the newest Amtrak paint scheme, Phase 7. So we have 4 road numbers in this release, which we announced just a couple months ago in the 2025 mid-year announcements. Uh, this was developed directly in cooperation with Amtrak, like all our Amtrak models, using their original artwork files for the Phase 7 graphics here. Not only that, Amtrak also very generously provided us with actual samples of the vinyl wrap that is applied to the window band on these Amfleet cars. So we were able to get an exact color match to the actual material that is being used on these cars. So you'll see here, this is one of our 2 coach class road numbers, and I'll hold the other one up here. We have number 82588 and 82765. And of course, one of the distinctive features of Phase 7 on the Amfleets and all Amtrak passenger cars going forward is that Amtrak has designated different colors to help passengers identify the class of service. So you'll see these coach class cars have the green area on either side of the vestibule doors entering the car. So green is the new color for all Amtrak coaches going forward. And then that carries over as well to the other 2 road numbers in the Phase 7 Amfleets. So you'll see here, first of all, we have a combination cafe business class car, number 48158. And you will see here, because this is split between cafe class seating and business class seating, uh, that there are different colors on each end. You have the new light blue for business class on the business class end. And on the cafe, it is the standard Amtrak blue to match the main Amtrak blue window stripe. And we have a full cafe car with the cafe table seating on both ends. So it has the standard Amtrak blue on both ends. So, full disclosure, I think that Phase 7 has kind of become a bit of a divisive scheme, love it or hate it. I've been, well, I wouldn't say I hate it. That's not fair to Amtrak and our friends at Amtrak. It's different from the norm of Amtrak having the clear, just the horizontal stripes all the way across the car. But Matt, you're a big Phase 7 lover, aren't you?
I am, yeah. Phase seven. Well, I'm maybe what some would say controversial because before this, my favorite scheme was the lava lamp capstone scheme
Yeah.
from the early 2000s, and I know I was not in a majority liking that scheme, but I do genuinely think that Phase Seven is a really smart looking scheme, and it is with absolutely no bias. It is my new favorite. I like that you've got the designated class of service. I like the swooshes rather than the horizontal lines. It's different. It's modern, and I think it does. It's a good crossover for the full Phase Seven scheme that we'll see eventually, or a good bridge to the full Phase Seven scheme that we'll see on the next equipment that Amtrak will have.
Yeah, and one other thing I do appreciate about Phase 7, you'll notice that the trucks and underbody, instead of just black, they're now painted in Amtrak's anthracite gray, so you have some continuity with the locomotives, which all have their trucks and underbodies painted that dark gray.
Yeah,
Uh, yeah,
and
so that is.
that's as a rail fan, a feature that I also appreciate. I don't know if have we replicated this on the N scale models. It has they have the car type designated right by the reflector stripe at the bottom.
On our models, actually do not have that just because it's so microscopic that you wouldn't even be able to see it. But I will say, for those of you who may be wondering, what about HO scale? I would say, you never know when an HO scale version might be coming down the tracks.
I'll leave it at that for now, right?
That's right. That about covers the AM fleets. I will also mention, like the existing AM fleets that we have in the line with Phase 5, these of course also have, I'm sorry, Phase 6, these also have interior lighting. You've got the separately applied diaphragms, the body mounted easy make couplers. So look out for the Phase 7 N scale AM fleets later this year.
Perfectly complementing to the Phase 7 ALC 42s that we have an N scale as well.
That's correct. Got to give them something to pull.
All right. What else you got for us?
I think I'm going to take a break for a second here to hydrate. So why don't you show off some of the HO stuff that we have to show as well?
Sure. I was on parent duty right before this, so bear with me while I have to unpack some stuff.
Mhm.
But
Yeah.
while we're on the topic of Amtrak, we do have the first sample for our new road number for our ALC 42s and HO scale, which is number 340. And no, not a whole lot different from our previous ones, of course, but it is a new number and expands the possibilities for consists you can make. You can run two or three of them together now and have different numbers, and this will be this is probably the one I'm actually going to get when I get my new layout up and running, because I don't know, I like the fact that it's not the very first one in the sequence with that paint scheme.
Yeah. Kind of the funny thing about that is when the first Phase 7 ALC 42 started coming out, we of course wanted to offer them right away, both an HO scale and N scale, and there was only three that had been repainted, so we wanted to, you know, we knew that there were more coming, but we wanted to go for a road number that was had been released and was out there on the prototype.
Right, something you could match.
Yeah, so for N scale, we're in the we did 309 and 310, and then HO we were able to do 309 and 311, and I think as of today they're up to the 370s now. So
Mm-hmm.
we've got some catching up to do to get all. I don't know. We on a long enough timeline, we'd love to have all 125 plus road numbers someday, but this is a good step in that direction.
And I'd be tempted to fill my entire shelf in my office with all of them.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so we got that. We also have another existing HO locomotive that not just new numbers, but well, actually not a new number at all, but new paint schemes. We did show this off on the Facebook page not too long ago. This is, of course, the newest iteration of our GS4 Southern Pacific Daylight. And right, this is the brand new paint scheme that we're doing here, which is the BNSF Employee Special Scheme. I'm just going to go full screen here to get the whole thing on the screen. So this was in 2001, BNSF leased this locomotive for a couple of employee specials in the Northwest, and they actually had it painted in this very attractive line black scheme with the complete with the BNSF drumhead logos on the tender and right at the front as well. And it went on to operate an excursion service for a little while longer, public excursions in a modified version of this scheme with the BNSF logos removed. But a really nice scheme and an interesting piece of history for both the BNSF and the 4449, because there's very few instances in history where a steam locomotive wore a paint scheme or a logo of a modern railroad. So this is
Yeah,
one of them. And
especially.
actually, the 4449 was. This is not the first time it did that. I'll just go off on a quick tangent here because when it was in the when it was in its Freedom Train colors in the 70s, it did for a short time wear Amtrak lettering as well.
Mhm. Yeah, that's right. It's a there's a photo of that floating around somewhere. So I like the BNSF 4449. It is kind of funny. Not only was it a Class One railroad, but it was also one that was originally Southern Pacific, which of course was not part of BNSF's heritage. It's kind of interesting that they went with that. I'm guessing the Santa Fe 3751 was not available at that time.
Mm-hmm.
Uh,
Yeah, and that might also explain why they they put it into a more generic black scheme.
yeah.
But yeah, so we got actually all three of them are 4449. So we've
Yes,
got
it's
two more here.
the many faces of 4449.
I mean, it is a locomotive literally with a colorful history.
Yeah,
So
I will
this one
mention.
is the one everybody will be most familiar with, and this is the standard Southern Pacific Daylight scheme.
Mhm.
And Tyler, there have been some updates to the paint scheme, right? That you worked on since the last time we released this.
There are a few. The most obvious one, we did the billboard lettering with the large Southern Pacific lettering this time. We have the GS4 in sound value right now with the smaller Southern Pacific lines lettering. So we did this variation this time. Also added some additional data, the capacity of the tender right there in the lower right corner, and some additional lettering on the back of the tender as well, and the cab.
And this is, of course, finished in what we call the rail fan finish, which is supposed to replicate how it would look after a being all washed and shined up, ready for an excursion run.
Yeah, exactly. I'll mention also feature-wise, all three of these new paint schemes are DCC ready with a 21-pin plug, which is the first time that the GS4 has been available with 21-pin plug. So you can drop in the decoder of your choice.
And then the third one here. This is the one that's perhaps most relevant for 2026, being that we're in the I'm going to butcher this, semi sesquicentennial,
I
probably.
think you got it actually.
What's that?
I think you got it.
Okay.
Yeah. Or as it's been, known more simply, America 250.
Yep. So of course this takes us back to the bicentennial in 1976 with the American Freedom Train. And again, this has been updated since the last time this was run too, right, Tyler?
Yeah, we've done some updates to make the paint scheme more accurate. Updated the font of the road number on the cab, added some data on the lower part of the cab as well as the back of the tender. Uh, just did some color matching. Added new builders plates that are accurate to the prototype. So this will be available in DCC ready, and it will also, of course, be part of our uh, American Freedom Train 50th anniversary limited edition starter set,
Yeah.
which, and we'll have more to share on the 50th anniversary set in the coming weeks.
Hmm. But we can say for now that it's going to be a really awesome set. Um, yeah, that's there's more I want to say. I'm sure there's more you want to say, Tyler, but we'll hold off on that for now.
Yeah.
There's three 4449s out of the way here. All right. So yeah, those are the 3H or the 4HO locomotives that I had here. I got a little bit more I can show, but Tyler, let's go back to what you have because you have a few more samples too, right?
Yes, I do. While we're on the topic of HO, this is we have a brand new paint scheme and a brand new road number for our HO bay window caboose here, which we showed off in the 2025 catalog.
And this is a
And
this is also an on-screen debut. I don't think we've done any promos for this yet.
yes, this is a world premiere. So the first of these two bay window cabooses, we'll do the new road number first, the Baltimore, Ohio, number C3025.
Always a classic.
Yes, it is. And I think even more exciting than that, of course, we have our new paint scheme, and that is a CSX MOW scheme in the dark future or HTM darker blue and the darker yellow ends. I believe this was a former B&O car. It's seen some modifications over the years. You can see here, as per the prototype, the B&O has the roof walk and ladders leading up to the roof walk still installed, and the CSX had them removed after those were made prohibited from interchange service. You also see that compared to the B&O, CSX has some windows blanked out. Turn it around. It's a little hard to do these one in each hand, but there you go.
Yeah, those are nice looking. The CSX one really stands out to me with the fact that the yellow goes over the roof line.
It does, yeah. It's kind of funny. I feel like on a lot of modern equipment, the roof kind of gets forgotten and just sometimes gets left unpainted and has some overspray over it if anything. But the whoever repainted this at CSX decided to go the extra mile.
Yeah, it's sharp looking. It almost makes me question whether I should have stopped modeling the East Coast or
Mhm.
should have stayed here.
Yeah, yeah. Well, of course, the your next layout will be northwest themed, which is why I say you have to do two layouts so you can do both.
Well, I have my British layout. I've got to build too, so I'm already doing two layouts.
All
I
right.
don't know if I can
Well,
fit a third one in the basement.
yeah. Not with that attitude.
But
Mhm.
yeah,
Uh,
um,
Speaking of British, we have the latest additions to our HO and 30 line here as well, and I'll hold these up on screen, but I'll let you talk about them, Matt, since you were the lead on this project and have the familiarity with the British railroads. But we have our second prototypical Welsh narrow gauge locomotive here, and that, of course, is Sir Hayden.
yep. This is in 009/HON30. I would hold it back a little bit because it's pretty blurry that close. But yeah, this is like Tyler said, it's our latest narrow gauge Welsh locomotive. It's one of the two locomotives that are the most well known from the Talyllyn Railway in Wales. The other being, of course, Talyllyn, which we did release last year and has proved to be very popular so far. Just like with Talyllyn, the Sir Hayden model is going to be available in different paint variations that the prototype has been seen in. At the time of development for this, there were two paint schemes that it had worn over the course of preservation, one being the Talyllyn Green and the other one being this very nice Tuscan Red. Um, and we will have to sample for the other one in the near future, but this is the one we have for now. We are aware that there is a third paint scheme that it has since appeared in. We'll see. Maybe that's something we can do in the future. But yeah, it's I really like this one. Might be a little bit biased, of course, but really nice model. Will complement your Talyllyn, and of course, if you're a Thomas and Friends collector, it's also the real life basis for Sir Handel. So
Mhm.
the reason to have it on your Scarlowy Railway if you model Thomas.
That's right. Sir Handel, of course, just released the dealers a couple of weeks ago, and Sir Hayden will be not too far behind.
Mm-hmm.
Uh,
And just a little bit on the locomotive as well, as well as being a, a well-known locomotive on the Talyllyn Railway as a preserved locomotive. It also ran in industrial use on the Corris Railway, which is what it was designed for, which was not too far from the Talyllyn Railway. Used to haul slate, among other things. They did have some common carrier passenger operations as well. Um, but Yeah, an interesting tidbit on that too is they actually the Corris Railway has since reopened as a heritage line itself, and as well as making some trips back there to operate on it, or at least one trip back there to operate on it. They built their own new build to the same style, except with the configuration that they had when they were first built in the 1800s. So it's a cool locomotive with a lot of history.
yeah, and I imagine I've seen the amount of custom modeling that people have done with the Thomas models and with Tal Flynn as well. I'm sure that there will be some custom projects out there that will bring it to that as-built condition. Uh, so, looking forward to see what people do with those.
And
And
we
of
do have
course,
some. Sorry, go on, Tyler.
I think we were on the same track here. I was going
I
to
think so.
say, got to have some wagons for these Welsh locomotives to pull, which we have right here.
And of course, not the same railway, but um, we'll say the same genre of train.
Yeah, and that is our Festiniog Railway coal wagons, which I have right here.
Yep, these are well, as Tyler said, they're from the Festiniog Railway, which is another Welsh narrow gauge, although in a different part of Wales. Um, and this car, just like the Sir Hayden, is the car that remains in existence in preservation today in the paint scheme that you see. There were multiple cars that were similar to this. A lot of them had one panel differences, or they were one plank less or more, and some small differences. But we opted to do two paint schemes or two road numbers that actually were the same car, to maintain realism. So it's 26 and 22. It wore the 26 number for a number of years, and just last year was renumbered to 22, which was its original in-service number. So you got two different cars, but it's technically the same car. But you can stretch history and make it two different cars to run them together.
Hmm. Would they have had a 26 and a 22? Would they have been individual cars in the when it was just an industrial line before preservation?
I'm gonna say it's plausible, but I don't think it was something that actually happened.
Mhm. I'm sure somebody out there knows.
Yeah, but we like plausible in the model railroading world.
Yeah. At the end of the day, it's your railroad. You can do what you want.
Exactly.
Don't let anybody tell you otherwise.
Hmm.
You could even do this.
And now we're just getting crazy here. Hold on, I got to put you on full screen so you can see it. Oh, that's me. There we
Yeah.
go. Oh no.
Put your pamphlet behind your 19th century 460 when they both come out.
I will say that's not as offensive as what I thought it would be. I thought it was going to be the Welsh coal wagon behind it,
Oh, I can do that too.
because
Oh, they
technically
don't
they
have
do
the
run on
right
the same
couplers.
track.
Yeah,
All
yeah.
right, we're
That's
getting
what
too
we do.
wild here.
Yeah, we're getting a little crazy here.
um. So is that all you have on your end?
That is all I have.
All right. I do just have one more item to talk about, and this encompasses multiple things, but um, just an in stock reminder: we do have our HO scale V Rail Canada Venture Cab cars in stock now. These are at retailers, so you can find them at your favorite Bachmann retailer, and they should have it. If they don't, tell them to get in contact with us because they should have it in stock. Very cool car. Tyler pretty much went over all the features on the N scale one, like we talked about. It's really not much that's different about this to that. You've got the DCC and sound for the appropriate sounds for a cab car, all the lighting features that the locomotive would have as well, and it will round off your Via Rail venture consist at long last. Um, and on that same note, we also have N scale arrivals for our venture cars as well. We have the Amtrak Midwest coach cars and the Via Rail Canada cars, with except for the cab car. Those are shipping now as well. So lots to satisfy the modern passenger modeler in both HO and N scale going on right now.
Mhm.
All right, and that is all that I have now as well. So I think with that, let's talk a little bit about what you can expect
You
to.
you missed one. You've got it's your buddy
Oh,
there on the sketch.
the one that's been sitting in the screen the whole time.
Yeah, exactly.
All right, yes, all right. You know what? Going from narrow gauge to narrow gauge would have been a nice segue, but we'll jump back to narrow gauge now. All right, so this is the first box sample of the Rock Hill Limited, the East Broadtop passenger set in ON30. This is a set that I know a lot of people have been very excited about because it's replicating what the East Broadtop is known best for in the modern era, which is, of course, passenger trains, being a successful tourist excursion railroad since 1956. And the car numbers on these cars are actually based on the new build cars that the East Broadtop took delivery of within the last couple of years. And the locomotive, of course, while it's not one of their current locomotives, is based on 260s that they had, and the number and the name are based on 260s that they had back in the industrial and common carrier days. But yeah, this is the latest set for our ON30 range. ON30, for anyone who's not familiar, is O-scale models on HO track to replicate narrow gauge, 3-foot narrow gauge for the most part. And yeah, it comes with the coach, comes with the combine car with the you can kind of see here it's got a posable opening door, and you've got the 260 locomotive speed controller. I'll turn it over here so you can see. Got the track plan there for the oval of the 56 by 38 inch oval of nickel silver easy track, which of course is HO scale track. So if you have HO scale track already and you really want an ON30 East Broad top set, you can run it on your existing track. and yeah, we expect to see these probably. I would estimate about around the middle of the year is when they should show up in retail stores, including I believe on the East Broadtop Railroad. It should be available in their gift shop. So a nice memento if you're planning on traveling on the East Broadtop Railroad.
That's right. I could also mention it's not an exact perfect replica, but if you want to expand your East Broad Top set, we do have our open top roofless excursion car in our own 30 line, and
Mhm.
we've had East Broad Top as one of the paint schemes for that for a couple of years. So once those sets come in, you can add an open air car and get a nice long 3 car train.
And if you already have our East Broadtop freight set, you've got some other cars that are in existence now in preservation with the East Broadtop, including the green caboose, which will look right at home at the end of the passenger train, which is what they typically run with now.
That's right.
So plenty of East Broadtop offerings going on, which is well justified because the East Broadtop is it's probably one of the most exciting comeback stories in railroading history in recent years.
Hmm.
So
It
we're
really
happy
is.
to to I guess spread the word and
Hmm.
celebrate with them. They
Yeah.
should be they're going to be running excursions. I just saw today they're going to be running excursions this year on all the track that they've restored so far. So you can ride now from the main station in Rockville Furnace all the way to was it the Colgate Grove, which is
Hmm.
what's been in operation since 1956. But then the train will go the other way, all the way to the Pogue Bridge, which is the next stage that they're going to be rebuilding. So if you're not from familiar with East Broadtop, this probably means absolutely nothing to you. But check it out. It's definitely worth it's worth going to see, and it's worth looking into.
Absolutely.
All right. So now that I think we have covered everything, now I'm just looking around because I might have forgotten something else, but no, not this time. Um,
Hmm.
but yeah, let's move on to the Q&A. Although actually, before we do that, and this is actually what I was going to say, is let's talk a little bit about some plans for Bachmann for the next year. Where are we going to be? Where can people find us? So Tyler, you want to take us through a little bit of that?
Yeah, let's talk about it. So, as we mentioned at the top of the show, for anybody who tuned in late and missed it, in just over a in just under 2 weeks here, we will be on our way to our first show of the year, which is the Amherst Railway Society Railroad Hobby Show in West Springfield, Massachusetts. One of maybe the biggest show of the year. It's great, both being there, as a company representing Bachmann, and just, as a fan of trains, just so much to see in all 4 of those buildings over 2 days. So you'll be able to see our display there. As mentioned, the 2026 catalog will be available virtually that Saturday. That's January 24th. We'll have it online. And fingers crossed, because we just placed the order for the shipment, but we do plan to have the print copies available to hand out to anybody at the show as well.
Yeah, and everything being equal with that, that will be the exclusive very first place that you'll be able to get our physical catalog because we're getting them directly to the show right from the printer, hot off the press, and they will be available everywhere else shortly after that. So that will be the first place if you want to get your hands on a physical copy.
That's right. Uh, After that, we're still finalizing our show schedule, but we do have a couple shows confirmed already. We'll, as usual, be doing the World's Greatest Hobby on Tour show. There's only one show this year. It's the last weekend in March in Dallas, Texas. So we hope to see some of our fans in Texas out there. We have the National Train Show coming up in Chattanooga, Tennessee, the first weekend in August. And we have Train Fest, I believe, the second weekend in November. So those will be some of the biggest shows. We'll have a couple of smaller shows that we'll be part of as well. The St. Louis Prototype RPM will be going back to that. We were last there 2 years ago. The National N Scale Convention in Milwaukee, and a few others. We will have a full schedule, show schedule going up on our website, and we'll make sure to keep you posted as those shows come up.
Yep, absolutely. And we're looking forward to seeing anybody who can make it to the shows. It's a great opportunity to come see our product in person, ask ourselves or whoever else may be there any questions about our products or about the prototypes. And it's just a great chance to hang out with like-minded people.
Hmm.
All right. So,
I'll also mention real quick our building a layout with Bachmann video series, which we started up last fall, and we've been really happy with the response that that's gotten. Construction on the layout has been on hold for a couple of weeks as we've been working on putting the 2026 catalog together. It's been all hands on deck for that. But we do plan to do more construction and have more episodes of the series this year as well.
yep. I'm going to try and, I'm not going to say close out the series this year because building a layout doesn't really have any schedule to it. It'll be done when it's done. But we're going to see how much progress we can make. We're probably not going to have a new episode until um, February at this point, just with everything that's going on. But we do hope to continue and pick that up again soon. It is not it's not a dead end video series.
Not at all.
So yeah, so now let's take a look at the comments and see if there are any questions that we can answer.
Hmm.
I'm going to start from the top if you want to start from the bottom.
Yeah, let's do it. I have a question about did we make the new Via Rail locomotive? Yes, we did. The N scale version of the SCV-42 Charger just came out a couple months ago. It's at dealers now. Uh, we also have the SCV-42 and HO. The standard paint scheme has been out for a while. Check your local retailer to see if they still have stock. And we have the special Lumi paint scheme coming out this year as well.
We do. I have a question here about is there a possibility we'll see the McKinley Explorer in Denali Express and N scale again? It's a possibility. It's certainly a good idea. As many people who are familiar with those trains will know, they don't run with the rolling stock that we had in the last version of the N scale set anymore, which were the Bud full domes. They run with Colorado Railcar Ultra domes, so that's not something we have in N scale right now. But you never know about the future.
Mhm.
For now, though, we did just receive new stock of those in HO scale, so this is a good opportunity just to plug that. We got the new versions of both trains, the Denali Express and the McKinley Explorer. They are on their way to, or if not already at, retailers now, and also available at BachmannTrains.com. They've got the new paint scheme on the cars. They've got the most recent version of the Alaska Railroad paint scheme on the locomotive. The first time they've been offered together. And we also have the separate sale add-on cars as well, which come with metal wheels and interior lighting for both trains.
I have a question about if we have plans to make models of the Texas State Railroad in HO and N scale. Uh, we do have one Texas State Railroad locomotive in the line right now. You may already be aware of the person who asked that. And that is the Texas and Pacific number 316, the 460 10 wheeler. It last operated back in 2013, but it is on static display today in its Texas and Pacific colors. That's available in HO scale as a DCC ready locomotive. As far as anything else and anything specific to the Texas State Railroad, not any plans in the immediate future, but it's something we'll consider.
Always looking for suggestions. Tyler, I have a question here that you might be able to answer. It says, when will we see the complete Siemens Via Rail N-scale consist in N-scale?
At a point to be determined later this year. We of course have the coaches and business class and the locomotive in stock now. Uh, Again, the cab car will be coming out later this year. Don't have a firm date for it, but uh, should be this year. Won't take nearly as long as the HO scale cab car did, fortunately.
I do have a question about the 460 here as well. It says, will the N-scale 460 have couplers on their cow catchers?
Mhm. Um, right now, we are just offering. It'll just be the cow catcher with the molded in tow bar. We don't have any plans in this first run to do a separate pilot with a working coupler. Uh, it was something that we had considered, and we found that because of the way the prototype was built, it would just make for an odd appearance. The cow catcher would end up being higher than the cylinders. Uh, but it's something that we can revisit in the future uh, to make it a another part option for future releases.
I do have a question whether there are any updates on the 1900 style cars. This would be the HO scale 68-foot passenger cars. We don't have any updates right now other than the fact that, they're basically ready to go. We're just waiting on production to be finished and for them to be delivered, which we expect to be probably around middle of the year or so. But we have finished samples with painted samples of all of them. If you go to bachmanntrains.com or to our Facebook page, you'll see photos or either catalog shots, or we've got some nice shots of them sitting on a layout as well. And of course, if you go to any of the train shows that we're going to be at this year, you will see those samples in person. But we expect to see those probably around the middle of the year.
Mm-hmm. Regarding the Rock Hill Limited, I have a question about the MSRP. Our suggested price for that set is going to be $549. As always, we encourage you to shop around, check your local hobby shop and online retailers, as they will typically offer a discount off of our suggested retail price. That is the MSRP for your reference.
Mm-hmm. I do see somebody was they wrote with a concern of having trouble getting through to somebody to talk to at Bachmann. Our customer service department is always available during business hours. Or I believe they're open from is it 9 to 4 or 8:30 to 4 East Coast time. Obviously, it's a busy time of the year right now, being post Christmas. A lot of people are going to be calling because they got train sets for Christmas and they're wondering how they work and stuff like that. But it's I would encourage to try and call back if you're not able to get through. You can always write us an email to info@bachmanntrains.com or or write to us on our Facebook page, and you will hear from us one way or the other through those.
Mm-hmm.
I'm seeing some interest for HON3 as well as I'm scrolling here, and we've covered this before, but I think it would be an interesting scale to get into. It's not one that we don't offer right now, but since HON30, replicating the narrower 2-foot narrow gauge, is something that we're just getting into now. I think we're probably going to focus on that for the time being for HO narrow gauge, but it's certainly not impossible for something to look into down the road.
Mhm. Uh, Question about if we have any new G scale trains and showing them off. Nothing to show off tonight. I'll just give some updates. We are Our next release is going to be our 1 to 29 scale 2-bay offset open hopper, which we showed off back in the summer and fall. Those models will be coming out this year. We are also still in development on the second run of the Dash 9 locomotive with 7 new paint schemes, 2 new road numbers each.
It's got to be
Uh,
a record for the amount of paint schemes we've offered in an announcement for one locomotive.
yeah, it's at least in recent memory. Right now, we don't have anything to show for those as far as samples or a release date, but we are still moving forward with them. Just a matter of getting them scheduled for production.
In a similar vein, I'm seeing some questions about whether there will be any more paint schemes offered for the GP40 in large scale at some point.
It's a possibility. Nothing set in stone yet, but we will keep it under consideration. And if and when the time is right, we'd love to do some more paint schemes.
I got a question
Yeah.
directed at me here. When will I be back to visit the 4449 in person again? Charlie, I would love to come back. We'll see. Maybe next year sometime.
Hmm.
It's definitely worth going to. It's at the Oregon Rail Heritage Center. So if you're out in the Northwest, it's absolutely a must see for any rail fan.
Absolutely, it's on my bucket list. Question here. I've been out of collector for 20 years, wanting to get back into the hobby. Just wondering if you still have the Spectrum line. I have lots of them, and they are beautiful pieces. Well, thank you very much for that. We do still have the Spectrum line for select products. Some of our uh, some of our newer products do not carry the Spectrum branding. We think they're very close or on par with some of the Spectrum products that we've released in the past. We've been raising the bar on quality across our whole line. But we do use the Spectrum brand specifically for of course all of our 0 and 30 line, some of our more detailed large scale locomotives, and an N scale and HO as well, particularly some of the steam locomotives. We have the K4 in HO right now. We have the EM1 and the 3-truck Shade, which will be returning in the Spectrum line. We also have the EM1 and N scale as well. So yes, the Spectrum line is still around, but I would also suggest to make sure to check out some of our more recent locomotives, like the Charger series, the 464 Hudson. A lot of locomotives there that are just as great as the classic Spectrum items.
I've got a question here. When did we ever go to Wales? So actually, in the early stages of development for the Thomas narrow gauge line, the late great Lee Riley, who was our product our vice president of product development for many years, and Doug Blaine, who of course anybody in the Thomas sphere will know the name. They went to Wales to for that specific purpose to measure and do product research for the narrow gauge line, and it's thanks to their work that a lot of these models that we're putting out now are as accurate to the prototype as they are. Um, and we've also developed some great relationships with people at the railways in Wales. They've been able to help us with getting blueprints and other very much needed information that we haven't been able to gather ourselves. So that's a little bit of insight into our dealings with Wales.
Mhm.
I also have a question about do the GS4 daylight locomotives still have nylon gears? No, everything in our line right now, nothing in our line has that has those gears.
Mhm.
That's the short answer.
Yeah. Some follow-up questions about the Dash Nine. First of all, why it's not a Spectrum. Of course, that was originally a an Aristocrat model, and we think it holds up very well. Because it was not originally developed by Bachmann and not to our Spectrum standards, we decided to brand it as a big haulers product. Uh, but again, we think it stands up very well. Uh, and about and there was a question about having to cancel a run of the Dash Nines because there wasn't enough pre-orders. Yes, originally when we announced the second run back in 2023, the pre-orders were not enough to justify the project at that time. We were able to revisit it a year after that. We did some negotiations with the factory, and they were able to reduce the quantities of the production run. We were also able to combine it with a run just for spare parts for the first set of paint schemes, which came out in 2022. So we were able to make it a more cost effective, that we were able to go through with it. Uh, Again, right now it's just a matter of getting it into our production schedule. But yes, we are moving forward with the Dash Nines. And as far as different Arista locomotives, it's something we are looking into. Just a matter of evaluating the tooling and making sure it is up to our current standards before we announce it.
All right. I think I'm probably getting close to where you were, Tyler. So
Mhm.
I think we might be getting through to the end of the questions that we're able to answer. We recognize and love to see that there are lots of suggestions for new products, stuff like that. Um, Keep them coming. We do read them. We do keep them in mind. We have we ran a road name questionnaire on our social media last year. Just trying to get some information from people, see what road names might be most appealing, and we have taken that into account. And actually, you'll see some of the announcements in our upcoming catalog are based on those results. We may do one for actual, different locomotives and stuff in the future as well. So we do take your suggestions seriously. When we can't, while we can't answer them all immediately and say yes, we're going to make this. We do read them, and we do try to base our decisions on what comes on what we do next on the feedback that we get.
That's that's right. We are always watching and considering. We don't always comment on every suggestion, just in case we don't want to give anything away. But we do read them and appreciate them. As always, if you didn't have your question answered, or if you are watching the replay of the stream after it was first broadcast, you can leave your questions and comments on the Facebook or YouTube post. You can also send us an email at info@bachmanntrains.com.
Absolutely. So with that, I think we'll wrap up for today. Thanks to everybody who's joined us, and we'll be back again after the Amherst show in early February, where we can talk about everything new and exciting that we can't talk about right now.
All right, everybody have a good night, and we'll see you soon.
See you soon.